Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is an update on all things Based AF and what the team have been up to since the wildly successful Metaverse Marathon, including some exclusive alpha. So if that sounds good to you, crack open a Fraz, smash that like button, and let's get into it. Rather unsurprisingly, there's been a bit of a lull in activity and content from the Based team after the huge effort of the Metaverse Marathon, where Robin ran 64 kilometers wearing plastic shoes in a big metal bowl covered in lube. The event was a massive success though, with Robin running for almost 6 hours and raising $100,000 with the help of the Phantom Foundation for the Great Ormond Street Children's Hospital in London. Now initially they had hoped to get a documentary style video out detailing the event, including everything that went into it in the months leading up, which involved trips to Mexico and I believe Kenya to learn the tips and tricks from some of the world's leading marathon runners. All of this training obviously helped Robin get through the event on the night. And rather unbelievably, he was back at work just hours later, and he's hinted that he's working on a film with Popcorn Studios, so that might be something to look forward to later in the year. And apparently Robin has been fielding several calls with potential partners. It's clear that Based AF is going to have a particular focus on sporting activities and hobbies, and how they can be achieved and enacted in a metaverse environment. It's something that vast numbers of people can relate to, meaning that there's lots of existing communities that are more easily accessible to tap into. This could also help with potential collaborations and partnerships moving forward. As we've already seen, the team have already put a video out using CloneX characters and artifact sneakers, and also made this little video as a hat tip to G Money from Admit One, the main man behind the 9DCC Web3 clothing line. So don't be surprised to see further Web3 fashion collaborations popping up with Based AF. They also have strong links with the Fabricant team, who are about to launch on the Flow blockchain, and Robin also has strong links to the Futureverse ecosystem, who have their own fashion line in Mintage, co-founded by Snoop Dogg's advisor Nick Adler, with prominent sneakerhead and vintage collector Sean Wotherspoon. Speaking about the Futureverse though, Robin had this to say: "I'm waiting for the day I can message Brooke." That would be Brooke Howard-Smith, one of the co-founders of Non-Fungible Labs, the team behind the Fluff World and Futureverse NFTs. Robin then said that they did try to get a podcast happening late last year, but it fell through. Based AF looked to build or host a show in the Third Kingdom, one of the virtual spaces of the Futureverse. But it's still a little unclear how all that's going to work until the Third Kingdom actually launches. However, in the meantime, Robin let this alpha slip. I've been working on a fun little mini game that we can expect to be massively annoyed by. It sounds tedious, but it's really fun and somewhat inspired by Dookie Dash, which has taken over the entire crypto Twitterverse it seems. However, you won't have to pay to play this one, you'll just need to own a Based head, and the winner can expect to take home a big fat cash prize. One of the other reasons for the potential hold-up on getting the final edit out for the Metaverse Marathon content is likely due to the fact that Robin has now been invited by the Great Ormond Street Hospital for a tour, as a way of thanks for the $100,000 raised by the Based heads and the Based AF team. Obviously that would be great content to put into the end of the documentary, so I suspect that's one of the reasons for the hold-up. But in saying that, they have released 2 teaser videos about how the night went down.
4, 3, 2, 1, go.
6 months ago, an idiot had an idea so absurd, so ambitious, a lot of people said it could never be done, to be the first man to run a marathon in the metaverse.
We only need to raise 50k, which I think we're more than capable of doing.
So everyone who's in VR chat running with him, what a bunch of legends you are. Absolute legends.
Go on, Robin.
Come on, handle.
Somebody get that guy some ice.
Some Fraz! He needs some Fraz!
Now I wanted to give a quick shout out to the Sixers. The Sixers are a group of superfans who have formed around collecting a complete set of one of each of the Based heads from the 6 brands. They've even created their own website and radio station for Trashland called Radio 6, with Mango, one of the members at Charged Particles, cranking out tunes on the regular.
But really trying to help inspire, maybe the next generation of builders.
Be sure to check it out on the Sixers website at sixers.based6.com. Charged Particles is a protocol that allows you to embed tokens and NFTs inside other NFTs. It'll be interesting to see if this technology is ever used with Based heads. One of the seed investors, Bruno, has a similar protocol called Remark built on the Polkadot ecosystem, so that could also be another avenue for building out additional layers of utility around the based heads collection over time. However, it's still very early days for most of that, and the short-term focus is on producing high-quality YouTube content to get those subs and views up. If you're interested in hearing more about charged particles, I featured them in one of my videos a few months ago, which can be seen here. Now, this is not financial advice, of course, but this is one of the reasons why I recently decided to become a sixer myself, collecting one based head from each of the brands. Because holding 6 entitles you to free mints for the life of the project. Now keep in mind that Robin has said that Based AF cannot distribute dividends from the AdSense money that they generate through YouTube due to regulatory concerns. So that means that if this goes viral, the money that pours in from the AdSense revenue through YouTube will need to be reinvested or redistributed in other ways. And if you think about how the likes of Mr. Beast incentivize participation within his videos with massively high value prizes, including cash, houses, cars, even islands, the Based Heads team is probably going to have a hard time working out how best to distribute this in a fun and gamified way. So you can expect some pretty crazy prizes to be on offer. And with only 10,000 Based Heads and far less holders, the chances of you receiving something pretty nice seems like a high likelihood. Not to mention everything that they build in at the Web3 layer moving forward, especially if they onboard big brand partners. Maybe your Based Heads at some point will have access to discounted VR headsets or will have a high chance of winning one. Over the weekend, another event was held for a virtual speed dating session with Mystery Based Head 2351, where 6 Based Heads members went on a 20-minute virtual date in the Metaverse. The session was streamed live in the Discord, and we can expect a video edit to come out shortly. A lucky winner will then get to feature in an upcoming Based video, a one-off Valentine's Day special, a Metaverse dating show. The lucky Based Head looking for some bromance or romance will receive an all-expenses-paid weekend in Amsterdam, where they'll get to enjoy some sightseeing, fine dining, and leisure activities with Based Head 2351, including hanging out at the Based AF headquarters. During the dating event, Robin rather cheekily leaked this behind-the-scenes footage. And looking at Robin's behaviour, this is some straight-up karma shit. Maybe I need to remind him
Karma really is a bitch.
that karma's a bitch.
Oh god, he got me with the Nerf gun again.
Robin was also on this podcast, The Near Futurist, with the episode titled Metaverse or Meta Myth, in a lively debate discussion about the pros and cons of Web3 and the Metaverse. It was particularly interesting hearing a cynic's point of view and Robin's rebuttals, in what was a very balanced and fair conversation. The podcast can be found on the Near Futurist page on Twitter, with links to their Spotify. Be sure to give it a listen. Next up, the Based AF team have published some more details around the team itself on LinkedIn, posting this message and the following photos. We've been on a wild ride so far. The office is always buzzing and everyone here has superhuman abilities. An average of 5 pairs of hands and 3 brains each. It's some sci-fi shit IRL. We're determined to continue pushing the boundaries of what's possible in this space, and for the love of entertainment, for all the creative minds out there, and for the community as a whole. Our journey into the third pillar of the creator economy has begun, and we're starting with Web3. Buckle up, this is just the beginning. As it stands, the team is about 12 deep, but they have contracts in place for a bunch of new hires, with most of them starting in March, and we can expect the team size to grow to around 18 to 20 people. And finally, that unapproved alpha I'm about to leak. Now, I haven't had permission to do this, but I wouldn't feel very based if I kept this to myself. Robin leaked this early stage image of some mock-ups of some 3D voxel-style Based Head avatars, including Johnny Fraz Jr., held by prominent member of the Fluffle and the Based AF community, Tybo. Now, a lot of people aren't fans of the voxel-style characters in general, but I actually think these look pretty darn cool. They do lose a little bit of their detail, but that's kind of the whole point. And when you consider how popular things like Minecraft are, these still look pretty darn cool. I was surprised to see that they're actually working on these 3D avatars already, and I'm sure we can expect a lot more development over time. And lastly, Robin and the team released this 2-minute video giving a high-level summary of what Based AF is. It's a perfect one to share with anyone who's interested on the value proposition of Based Heads and what they represent. So be sure to share it with anyone who asks. It's the pinned tweet on the Based AF Twitter page.
and all the crazy things being built in and around it. It's a badass collection of shows built using live action, Unreal, Unity, AR, VR, and everything in between. As a content creator, your audience is everything. So we decided to go a step further and give ours an identity, an attitude, and even their own storyline.
Are you ready for the show?
The Baseheads represent our superfans. Only one gives you a VIP ticket to the show in the shape of backstage access to us, the creators.
We're exactly where we thought we would be.
Yes. 2 perks normie fans won't get, like games, drops, insane giveaways, VRM models, merch, and the chance to be in the show itself. The Baseheads, well, they live in Trashland, a metaverse nightmare of bad ideas and low-effort garbage. And they're ruled over by Karma, the ass-kicking love spawn of Jigsaw and KDA.
You're in my world now, baby. Mwah.
But the real kicker is Trashland's own brand universe. Brands like Fraz, Headcrank, Boobies, and DGAF. Now we're creating these products for real in base, inimitable style. Don't believe me? Well, what's this? Oh yeah, Fraz. These will be limited edition drops. Collect a Basehead from all 6 brands and you'll get those drops for free. Better yet, we'll be releasing franchise licenses for the brands so you can use them to create your own products or your own derivatives or whatever it is you want to do. Based AF is first and foremost a metaverse content monster. We're aiming to become the MTV of the metaverse, a scrappy, punky network of lunatics at the cutting edge of metaverse entertainment. We've already successfully run the first ever ultra marathon in VR. 9 hours of pain for yours truly. We've also launched the metaverse's new favorite rap group, MEAT. We're just getting started, so start by asking yourself this question: am I based? Or am I based as fuck? I know which I'd rather be.
Thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed this content, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and maybe consider watching one of my other videos. Bunnies up!